It's the world's biggest heist. $1.5 billion stolen, essentially with the click of a button. It is likely North Korea was behind it, but now this former Australian fighter pilot has some serious questions to answer. Here again is Ashley Mullaney.
What was the inspiration for this purchase?
Look, I've been in crypto for 8 years, so took a bunch of liquidity off the table. And I immediately thought, well, what should I buy with this money? What's going to give me the greatest enjoyment? And it was most obviously a helicopter.
Bit of a machine. One of only a handful of Aston Martin choppers in the world, worth $5 million. And so Bitcoin paid for this.
Bitcoin paid for this.
Former RAAF fighter pilot JP Thor bought it to fly around the world, from glaciers to Kakadu.
I'm sure it never gets old for you, right?
I love it. Absolutely love it.
At 36, JP Thor has gone from a Darwin boy to decorated fighter pilot and now crypto entrepreneur. Bitcoins made him filthy rich. JP and a fortunate few backed crypto early. Now governments are playing.
America, the Bitcoin superpower of the world, and the crypto capital.
Bitcoin is one of many centralized, no single bank government process. Worth less than $1. Today, one virtual coin is worth more than $160,000.
Towards the end of my military career is when someone smart who said to me, if you want to make money, you got to work with money. That's when I discovered Bitcoin in 2013. And then I said, this looks like a game changer. My perspective was that this was a truly digital money and it was going to change everything. Everyone would eventually adopt it.
How much have you made in crypto?
The numbers are extremely volatile, but also crazy. I've had wallets with over $1 billion of paper value, but that's pretty characteristic of a founder who builds in crypto. The numbers are staggering sometimes.
When you look back in hindsight, do you think you were the right fit for life in the military?
Absolutely not. The military requires you to do exactly what is needed. So that mismatch, after I'd done 10 years of service leave, I realized I was incompatible with the military and I had to leave.
He went from the regimented
What do you hope to achieve in the Air Force?
to the unregulated, diving into cryptocurrency and building one of the biggest decentralized crypto platforms in the world.
It's time to rethink digital asset exchanges, and Thorchain is the solution.
A platform that allows users all over the world to swap digital currencies from one to another for a fee. A bit like changing English pounds to US dollars, except here, no questions are asked about where the currencies come from.
It's done 100 billion in swaps. It tries to be a network that allows anyone to swap wherever they are. And that came to its head about 2 months ago, when allegedly over $1.5 billion had been stolen by a North Korean hacking group off a large exchange. And a large amount of it was starting to go over Thorchain. And everyone was asking them to censor and shut it down.
Thorchain was about to be used in the biggest heist in history. 10 o'clock on a Friday night here in Singapore, and staff at one of the world's biggest crypto exchanges are heading into the weekend. Their CEO has just signed off on a routine transfer, but what he didn't realise is he's just been duped by North Korea. One of the most sophisticated hacking groups in the world is now moments away from their biggest payday yet.
I mean, it's by far the largest theft that the North Koreans had ever done.
How were you confident that it was North Korea?
Don't want to give away trade secrets, but there are technical indicators that we can look into to figure out, who's behind something like this, and this one pointed to North Korea really directly.
For decades, Nick Carlson was the FBI's go-to agent on North Korea and cryptocurrency. But nothing could have prepared him for a theft of this magnitude. When you realised just how much money they'd taken, what was your reaction?
It's a sinking feeling, I guess. I mean, this theft in one, instant more than doubled what they stole last year.
$1.5 billion US dollars gone in seconds.
The sheer amount is just insane.
What is going through your mind on that evening?
To be honest, in that moment or that day, I didn't really have time to think.
Ben Zhu is the boss of Bybit, the crypto exchange targeted in the late-night raid. Responsible for the funds of 70 million users, he fronted the cameras within hours.
Hello, everyone. This is Ben from Bybit. Are we live? We all good? About 2 hours ago, Bybit experienced a hack.
So I got a call around 11 p.m. That nobody was at the office. I felt it's an unusual call because it was I did a transaction about 30 minutes before that, and now I have a call. And the call, I had my head of finance and my security team. The moment you get a call with your security and your finance, you know something is not right. And that's when they told me. But I can see that they were very nervous. My head of finance voice was very shaky. He said, Ben, something happened. It's bad. And the transaction we signed, I think, was only a few $1 million. So I assumed that amount was gone. So I said, okay, the amount was gone. He said, no, everything is gone. I mean, what do you mean everything? It's everything in that wallet, which is about $1.5 billion.
Is there anything to even compare this to?
No, nothing can compare you to losing $1.5 billion.
Has the industry ever seen a heist of this scale before?
If you talk about scale, is the largest scale in history. Hopefully we can remain that. I don't want any other victim to suffer the same experience that we had.
Largest cryptocurrency theft in history.
What would be the largest? In the largest crypto
Be the largest theft of its kind.
What was your reaction when you learnt that it was North Korea behind the hack?
I kind of knew immediately when it happened because they were the most sophisticated and well-known hacker in the industry.
North Korea's fingerprints were all over the scene of the crime, and within days, the FBI confirmed their state-sponsored cyber army was behind the attack. Investigators couldn't have been clearer in their message to businesses. Do not help them move the money.
So we saw the money get stolen and then got split up into a number of different cryptocurrency wallet addresses. And then what we saw is them testing the waters on different services to try and find a route that it can go through unimpeded.
Dubai-based crypto intelligence specialist Nick Smart says the North Korean thieves had to find an online pathway to turn their haul of Ethereum into Bitcoin, which can be swapped more easily for real-world cash.
It's almost like a chase, but they're constantly trying new pathways to see which ones get picked up and which ones don't. Those kind of paths got blocked very, very quickly. Lots of people got involved and started saying, okay, well, let's block these addresses, let's block those services. If we see money coming from here, let's interrupt it because we know it belongs to them.
Within minutes, the thieves found the open pathway they were looking for. Almost all of the total heist flowed through the platform JP founded, ThorChain. And despite North Korea being one of the most sanctioned countries on Earth, ThorChain let them through. When the hack took place, the FBI put out a notice urging exchanges not to process the transaction for Lazarus. Is it fair game or is it money laundering?
No, it is money laundering. If you know that amount is to do with a sanctioned entity and you are facilitating that, again, profit from it, you are participating in a illegal activity.